guys about Houseleek Honey. I still get questions about the remedy that I tried with Houseleek Honey. People asking me did it work for me, and it did not break up my fibroids as the remedy suggested that it would. However, I want to let everyone know, and in general, when you're looking at different remedies that different people have tried that work for them, there are a few things that you want to keep in mind when determining if you want to try something. So one, and this is something that I had not even thought about until yesterday when someone was asking me about how the remedy worked for me. And that is that the fibroids I was diagnosed with had calcified. And when you have calcified fibroids, they are very hard, like a rock. Like this is a stone. This stone was pretty softer than the calcified fibroids. So when they calcify, they're literally hard as boulders. And there's very few things that can break up a calcified fibroid. So in saying that, the Houseleek Honey likely was not a good remedy for me because the fibroids had calcified. Now, there are Chinese herbs that can help to break down that calcification, but they take a very, very long time to do. And so if you have a large fibroid, such as the one that I was diagnosed with, and calcification, some of the remedies may appear to not be doing anything because it just takes a really hard time to break down a calcified fibroid. So I wanted to inform you guys. Also, another thing, the fibroids I was diagnosed with are outside of my uterus. So what has helped me is a number of different things. But when you're looking at different remedies to try to see if they will work for you, maybe something worked for someone else, you tried it, it didn't work for you. Don't be discouraged. I'm part of a Facebook group, and I was seeing some different posts where women were really speaking in a discouraging manner and feeling like that some women who said that they were getting help naturally, maybe they weren't telling what type of fibroids I have. Very few people have actually really play a difference in what type of remedy may work best for you. And again, if you haven't identified what your triggers are for your particular condition, you may just have to continue to experiment until you try to get a handle on what your triggers are. And triggers may be emotional, how we think. And a lot of times we are operating from our subconscious mind, doing things, making decisions based on things that happened to us in our childhood that we're no longer even aware of. So you got to work on your emotional part, your thoughts. Are you thinking thoughts that promote and support your best good? And operating from a place of 100%, absolutely, no question about it, love for yourself. And so that means, are you eating a diet that is consistent with you loving yourself? Or are you eating foods that do not replicate love for self? For example, I'm trying to think of something that's like really, really awful and bad for the body. Traditional pizza, right? Traditional pizza is made with a flour bread crust loaded with dairy, mozzarella cheese, and processed meat, sausage, pepperoni. Well, these are certain things that do not fall up under the healthy category. But then when you look at, well, what's your condition that you're trying to heal from? There's some other steps you might want to take because there's certain foods that may be triggers for your condition. So I'm going to keep this video pretty short and just give you a few tips that you can hopefully will help you make a better decision about what remedies and herbs that you should try for you. Number one, check your diet. If you're not sure about your diet, the foods that you eat on a regular basis, is that helping you or is that causing you, symptoms from the fibroids? Is it causing you to have a horrible menstrual cycle? Is it causing your fibroids to grow? Or are you eating foods that promote and support your general health? Are you eating foods that are toxic to your body? Now, whether you have fibroids or polycystic ovarian syndrome or not, there are certain foods that are just toxic. And so then when we talk about meat, here's my big thing about meat and why I have found that plant-based diet works best for me. And that's simply because a lot of the meat that you purchase in a grocery store is toxic because of whatever. You eat a diseased animal, now you have all that stuff going in you. And if you're eating an animal that's larger than you, my gosh, you know how long it's going to take your stomach to digest that? So here's another thing, and this video is going a little longer than I wanted to, and I'll wrap it up soon, is digestion. How is your digestion? If your digestion sucks, it's not working, then you're not even absorbing the nutrients from the herbs or the vitamins that you're taking. So don't be so quick to say something didn't work. Just evaluate all factors. Number one, are you following a remedy that is known to help people in your specific condition? Yes, fibroids, but there are different types of fibroids and there are different locations. And there's some natural health practitioners that have actually been able, over their experience, to identify that based on the location, a certain type of trauma, which may have an effect on your fibroids growing. So getting a little hoarse, take a little sip of water. Excuse me. So there are a lot of different factors, and it may be different for different people. So just so that you know, the Houseleek Honey did not shrink my fibroids. However, I did see other benefits from the plant. It wasn't the fibroids, but at the same time, those fibroids were calcified at the time. There's very little that would penetrate a calcified fibroid. Now, my fibroids are about 30% smaller than they had grown to, and that is because of a few things. Number one is wolf deep tissue therapy that was able to penetrate the calcification, continued massage therapy, the use of essential oils. And when you get essential oils, make sure you're getting it from a reputable source, because not all frankincense is of the same quality. So when you're shopping around for oils, get them from a reputable source. If you're not familiar with how to use oils, seek help from someone who does. Your diet. If you're not sure what you should be eating, what you should be avoiding, consult with someone who has experience in working with women with your particular condition. And that's pretty much it, my tips that I wanted to share. So I'm going to do another video about yoni steaming, because another comment that I've seen a lot of women talk about is their menstrual cycles. Like their menstrual cycles are all out of whack. They're long, 10 days, 14 days. I'm like, wow, my gosh. So yoni steaming is something that I've started doing every week. And since I've started doing it, my cycle is pretty balanced. And I was like, whoa, this is great. And I didn't have like super long cycles like some of the women that I've read about on social media, but it was sporadic, extremely heavy on day 2 and just kind of up and down all over the place. But since I've been yoni steaming, it's balanced. And I like that. Balance is good. So I'm going to do a separate video, because this is getting long. I like to keep them short, on yoni steaming and the herbs that I use. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have questions, drop it in the comment box and I will respond to you. You can also connect with me on Facebook. See you guys soon. Have an awesome day. Bye.